Yeah, give VCU credit. You know, they just really rode one guy who we struggled with, and we were trying several different things, and obviously they didn't work. Just a lot of mental mistakes. There's about as many mental mistakes that we've made in a long time. I thought last game was physical. This game we just made a lot of, from some of the turnovers to the mistakes defensively. You know, really one guy kind of was the difference in the game. He kind of took the game over, scores half their points more or less, and give VCU credit. Came in, won a big game, and played well.
It looked like Jamal was trying to just stop the play there with that foul.
Yeah, I know exactly. We were blitzing. We were blitzing the ball screen, and he ran into him really hard, and he said, "You can't do that." I don't know. I'll find out. I don't know. I may be totally wrong, but yeah, it was hard, but it was absolutely not intentional. I mean, it wasn't. It was, and he didn't push him. He just kind of ran out there, and the guy ran. Actually, I haven't looked at it. I think they kind of ran into each other. Because we weren't obviously supposed to be fouling. We were trying to blitz him, trying to get the ball out of his hands. But he said, I said, was it intentional? He said, no, you can't hit him hard. Exactly what he told me. I'm like, okay. I didn't realize that you can't. And it could be 100% correct, yeah.
In the first half, you guys had the 10 turnovers. How long do you were really efficient? I think you had 12.
It's mental. It was so disappointing. And it wasn't because of their pressure and their prey. That wasn't it. Just carelessness. Casual and getting very just nonchalant and casual and
But did you feel like you guys weren't moving the ball nearly as well in the second half?
No, not at all. Well, we got good shots. Came out second half. We were really running some stuff to get good shots. And we were getting the ball where we wanted, except for a couple possessions. We had some, sin. I don't remember I had open shots. The different guys had open shots. But, yeah, their defense picked up a little bit, and we kind of tried to start forcing some things rather than moving the ball. I thought we'd kind of hopefully learn from last game, but we – kind of had some guys just kind of try to take it over by themselves, and that just didn't work.
Did you feel like the ending was kind of similar to the Fordham game where you were with them, and then last 5-7 minutes? A little
bit. I mean, from that standpoint, I just thought Fordham did some things physically to us more than, and we just couldn't. We couldn't get a stop in this game. It wasn't, we gave a couple second shots, but it wasn't the physical play. It was just one guy we couldn't stop, and kind of got a little erratic on the offensive end.
Hey, Coach, what was it about Ace Baldwin tonight?
In terms of?
In terms of, he looked like he wasn't really looking for his offense, but he got a few shots to go in, and then he just really just started. It seemed like it started opening up for him.
I think that's a good point. We've watched, obviously, seen a lot of games. He does that. He kind of gets a feel for the game. They do a lot. They do pretty much everything to put him in position to score, everything, because he can score. He's a great scorer. And I think he did. I think it's a good point. He started feeling it because, he doesn't normally shoot quite that much. But and I'm anxious to see how many were tough shots or how many we gave him. I know he made some tough ones. But at the end of the day, you had one guy pretty much just carry a team. And I've been doing this a long time. I've seen that happen before.
What do you chalk up the big highs and the big lows offensively? Is it just mental lows when they're not moving the ball and then playing the game that they can, and then all of a sudden it's a 9-point run your way? Is it just mental lows that are the problem right now in the offense?
The answer is yes, but why is the other side of it? you know, when we were playing you don't have to look very far. Go look at the stat sheets when we were playing well. And then look at the stat sheets when we're not. And I told our guys, I've given some guys a lot of leeway, a long rope. And, you know, got to produce. Got to have, there's a reason on this stat sheet, there's a plus minus. I told them in the NBA, that's how you make your money, period. Now, it's a little more relevant just because they play more games, and it tells a lot because they play so many games. Ours, yes and no. If you played a lot of minutes, it means a lot. But we just have we've had a real issue with just greatness, really good play and really bad play, plain and simple. And we just talked about it to our team, and because I've given guys a lot of rope and given not just for playing time, but a lot of rope to, all right, go do your thing, and as much is given, much is expected, and it's just drastic highs and lows, and it's kind of hard to win that way because you don't know what to expect. My coaches hear me know all the time. If we kind of know what we're dealing with here, but we kind of wondering, some guys, what mentality is going to show up here, and that's on me. I got to either move on or people got to start producing on a more consistent basis. And as I told them in there, it's not about making shy. It's not about, all right, you can look up here and say, well, somebody went 1 for 6 or over, and that's fine. If you're supposed to be a scorer, yeah, we need you to do that. But even if you're not, what else are you doing? What else? I mean, there's other things to be doing. And we were getting some of that. When we play well, we get that. We kind of lose ourselves in the game and just go play. And you know, I think, you know, we've ran a couple teams here lately. We went out to play to win. We went out kind of play to look good.
Are you at a point in the season, you talk about, use the term maybe moving on from, maybe in the season where you would do different things with a rotation, or is that hard to?
No, it's not necessarily. It's just, you know, maybe giving other guys opportunity, a little bit more playing time, whatever it may be. Especially if we see somebody in early not moving along, but it's just, and it's not necessarily playing other guys over another guy. It's just drastic highs and drastic lows. And that's not a recipe for success. It's just not it. And when I talk about drastic highs, the stat sheet will tell you a lot. It will tell you a lot. It doesn't tell you everything because not everybody knows our game plan and what everybody's supposed to be doing. Those matter as much sometimes as your shooting percentage or something like that. But if it's adding up and you're not, the percentage, oh, this doesn't look good, and you're not doing that, then, and that's on me. That's not, hey, if they, you know, that's, and it's not one or two guys. It's we got a couple.
Talking about the scouting report, guys know the scouting report?
Well, it's just, they know it's just, they know it. Not a problem of knowing it. They know it. That's not an issue. They know it.
I think it changes throughout the game. Obviously, the way they play and guard, they're up in you, so that kind of ebbs and flows a little bit. I don't think we reverted to too much one-on-one. I think we just to credit them. They were playing good defense. We might have taken some tough shots, but we got guys that can make tough shots. But credit their defense.
Yeah, I think we did take some tough shots, but again, he said we make tough shots sometimes. So I just think if the shots were falling, and everything, but I just think the defense, the game just changed. So.
I guess I'm just wondering, for either one of you, is like, what do you think the difference is between a game like this one and the last game you guys played against Fordham versus the ones where you guys have been able to edge out close wins at the very end of the game?
I think these past two have just been a little different just because of the way they play defense. There's a lot more pressure. I think might have had like 13 turnovers, which, against VCU is not, it's obviously not great, but it's not terrible. I thought we handled it pretty well for the most part, but, it's just the way they play and credit, the past two games, the teams we played, they've, pressured us and, we haven't done the best job of handling that. I think, we will be able to do that moving forward.
What he said.
Coach mentioned that different things you guys tried to do to baseball to slow them down a little bit tonight. What did you guys go through? What were some of the looks that you tried to throw at him to cool him off a little bit?
Yeah, credit to him. He had a career night. He was making tough shots. Those mid-range pull-ups off the ball screens are not easy shots. He made those tonight. We tried to blitz him a little bit when he got going. We were trying to hedge, ice. We tried stuff, but again, when a guy's got it going like that, you can play great defense. I thought Yuri played great defense on a lot of those shots. He made tough shots, and sometimes a great offense beats great defense. So, yeah, just credit to him.
Seems overall with the team, to start the game, you guys had 15 assists in your first 15 shots. Yuri only had, I think, 4 or 5 of those assists. So the ball was moving really well, but then there were big lulls where it was stopping. It wasn't moving as well. When you guys are out there on the court, or you watch from the bench, why do you think you guys have these big lulls sometimes on offense?
I don't think it's exactly why we have them. I think sometimes we can't get the ball to Yuri to bring it up to get us into an offense. So but that's when we got to do a better job of helping him out, getting us into something. But I just think that's the biggest thing. Just when he doesn't have the ball, we have to be able to get us into a play instead of coach having to yell a play out. Now we only got 13, 15 seconds to run it. So I just think we got to get in the offense faster. And we're knowing they were pressing us, so I think that's the biggest thing, just getting the offense faster.
Did you feel like that you guys got a lot of good looks from three in the first half? Did you feel like maybe they shut that down a little bit more?
Yeah,
Better in the second half?
I think, they switched their assignments. I think Baldwin started guarding me a little bit, so they were, playing more tighter coverage, but I think that only opens up other stuff. So I think, if we can capitalize on that, because they can't take away everything, especially in those ball screens with Yuri. But they had to make adjustments because we were getting open shots. But yeah, that's what happens in a game over the course of 40 minutes. Teams make adjustments, and we have to be able to adjust.
Was there any positives from tonight's game that you could be able to carry on to your next game?
Yeah, I feel like we played good, just the ending, so I feel like we turned the ball over a lot of times during the ending stretch. So if we just take care of the ball, make a few more shots, which, you can't really control that, but, get to the free throw line, just easy things like that, just to put points on the board. But I feel like we played good. We just didn't end well.
You guys didn't get a lot of free throws. If you only had 8 attempts tonight, any particular reason?
I guess. Well, the three was open at first, so but I guess they weren't really fouling us either. In the post they would let us basically go up with it. Layup, they didn't really contest a lot of the layups or anything. So they ain't really fouled too much. So I think us not getting to the line, basically not being aggressive enough.